Good evening. We haven't been given details of the menu yet, but they may well need plenty of courses. Dinner set for tomorrow night. The PM will dine with the EU Commission President in Brussels. We have 24 hours to speculate on whether this will end in triumph. More pressingly today, we have news of a breakthrough of sorts on the withdrawal agreement. The controversial clauses of the internal market bill, the one, just to remind you, the government told us would break international law, have now been dropped, just 24 hours after they were reintroduced. A deal's been reached on the Northern Ireland Protocol. What does that mean for traders? Who backed down? And on what? We'll be live in Belfast in a moment for reaction, and we'll be hearing from political and business voices too. But we start with our own Nick Watt. Just talk us through, Nick, what we're hearing and what we know from the government side.
Well, Emily, it really is a make or break moment in Brussels tomorrow night. Now, both sides agree that there are still massive challenges.
And Sammy, if I can start with you, this is incredibly complicated stuff in the nitty-gritty. But to borrow Lewis's phrase, the alchemy of the union is affected by this decision. So on the one hand, it sounds as if the ripping up of paper makes it much easier for traders. And on the other hand, it feels like Northern Ireland is being treated as a separate entity. Is that how you see it?
Well, of course, Northern Ireland is being treated as separate.
Very easy to keep everything the same, to keep the whole UK aligned, because it was in the Theresa May deal that you voted no to, 3 times? Now, she pretty much destroyed her own premiership trying to protect the union.
No, she didn't. She destroyed her own premiership because...
So the question that Helen laid out in that piece was whether businesses who've now got a sense of what government can underwrite in this year of the pandemic should be able to go to the government and say, we need bailing out. COVID was bad. No deal Brexit could leave us stranded. Let me bring Justin in, because it's sort of hard to get into the mind of the EU negotiator at this point. But from the perspective of British PLC, I guess the question is, what went wrong? I mean, when you look back and you think you advocated for a business-friendly Brexit, why is business not at the table for this bit of the deal? Why are those voices not the first ones that are being heard? No deal on December the 31st, Justin. How quickly will we see food supplies affected? Thanks for joining us. Thank you. The pub quiz question has already been written, and the answer is Maggie Keenan, the first person in the world outside of a trial volunteer to receive the COVID vaccination. An early birthday present, she said. She'll be 91 next week. Well, the nation had its spirits lifted today, and not before time, by the sight of so many of our elderly now taking up the vaccine. But away from the cameras, the day also brought new data, fascinating insights into the scientific properties of 2 of the vaccines and what they can help us to understand of how it actually works. Deb Cohen has been doing the deep dive for us. And the Times, we can just hold that, last-ditch push for a Brexit deal. Johnson facing an uphill battle as he meets with the EU president. Further talks may not be possible. That is all from us for tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow for news on that meeting in Brussels and plenty more, we hope.